We are building machines that possess human intellectual equivalence and superiority. That's what we're doing. That is the pursuit of modern AI. If you think about it in these terms, it makes sense where we've come from and where we're going. Less will surprise you as you consider that this is what we're trying to build. And we're getting really good at it. We're getting exceptionally good at building machines that possess human intellectual equivalence. This slide is so breathtaking. I stare at it and still cannot believe that we went from barely measuring sentiment in a tweet. Is this tweet positive, negative, or neutral? Not quite sure. To building machines that could do novel scientific research, that were moving the world forward on a mathematical basis. And it is a reminder to you, those of you who are building consumer experiences, that the science is not what matters. It's the application. You have to create an experience that people want to use. Anyone could have built ChatGPT with GPT 3.5 for 5 months. We did it. We did it, and that changed the world. You get a chance, no matter how far the technology has progressed, to create user experiences that are magical. That is a constant reminder. And now everyone has it. Everyone has an enhanced application. It's an environment we've always been working in, now supercharged with AI. It works pretty well because it makes us more productive. It brings people along for the AI journey, but it doesn't take full advantage of all the things this technology can do. Autonomous agents are here, and they are going to change the world, but it's going to take much longer than people realize. And the first reason for this is in the enterprise, humans have exceptional tolerance for human failure, and we have none for machine failure. This is a remarkable phenomenon that I observed as I was doing research for the book, and it plays out in all sorts of incredible ways. When you make a mistake in a store, online, your customers are actually willing to forgive you because they know that it was a human error, it could have happened to anyone. When a machine starts making that mistake, there will be no forgiveness. To say nothing of the fact that there is no liability law. How do you even insure machines that start making critical mistakes on customers' behalf? As a result, enterprises will adopt internally agents slightly slower, but consumers are going to adopt this quickly for all sorts of reasons. And one of the reasons that consumers are going to adopt this technology much faster than we expect is that consumers have far fewer preferences than we realize. What do I mean? We today make about 125 purchase decisions a day on average, folks in this room. Our great-grandparents, for what it's worth, made one. Our brains have never properly updated to this. We walk through grocery store aisles to pick, in some cases, from 40 different toothpastes. I don't care what toothpaste I buy. The reason that I pick Crest every time is because I've always picked Crest. I forgot a long time ago why I brush my teeth with Crest toothpaste. When you ask, inertia. A lot of people then aspire to have assistants, personal and executive assistants, people who can make decisions on their behalf they don't want to make. And one of the incredible things if your assistant quits or goes on vacation is you discover all the decisions they've been making for you that you don't care about anymore. And the incredible thing about agents, and the reason they will be popular with consumers, is that we are going to discover very, very soon that most people are willing to outsource most of their purchase decisions. Now, in a world where someone can say, I would like you to fill my grocery cart with these things. I would like you to help me plan a vacation. I'd like you to help me buy insurance. There is going to be a very interesting reckoning that you all are going to have to explore very quickly. On an individual basis, everyone in this room is going to have to decide very quickly what are the preferences you actually have. If you can tell a machine to fill your refrigerator with groceries, what are you going to insist on having and what are you going to let it choose? This, by the way, presents as a question called the automation boundary. The automation boundary is an idea that I proposed which says, what if you could automate everything in your life? Where would you stop? When we invented the internet, we did it as a library. A bunch of Stanford researchers were sitting around and they were like, God, I really don't want to walk across campus to tell so-and-so about my new idea. Can't we just put these things on the computer and use the company or use this university intranet? And for a couple years, the internet was a true utopia of brilliant ideas. Just a bunch of nerds exchanging really good ideas online. And then one day, a marketer was walking by and stared at these nerds doing this stuff and said, you know what, the optimal state of this thing is not a library, it's a shopping mall. And we built the browsable HTML internet that you know. And in doing so, it was the first corruption of the internet, the second being social media. The first corruption of the internet, we took an information highway, a perfect information highway, and we filled it with ads. We turned the internet into a giant shopping mall full of billboards. And we did it as a Faustian bargain. The exchange was you can now buy anything from anyone, anywhere on earth. The only problem is the internet becomes impossible to navigate. By the way, getting good at using the internet is simply getting good at figuring out who's trying to trick you. That's it. Getting good at using the internet is figuring out how to use your attention path to find the information that you want without being distracted. When we realize that agents can do this for us, we are going to stop going to most websites. This is a fact. You don't want to be on most of the websites you go to. You just want to do the thing. You just want that thing to be done. When this happens, we are going to rewrite the fabric of the internet. And the internet in the future, and I bet in the next 5 to 10 years, is not going to be designed for our eyes, it's going to be designed for our agents. History is suggesting it's going to get better. My challenge to you is to tell stories about how the world would get better, because if we don't, how else do we build it? If you have children and you want your children to grow up in a better world, describe that, not just to your friends, not just to your family, but to everyone, to your employees, to the people in your charge, to your community. Describe the world that our children deserve to live in.